Welcome everybody. This is Lydia. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. I'm back today, and I wanted to talk briefly. So last time we talked briefly about how empowering women. Today I wanted to talk briefly about a different topic. So welcome to my channel. Um, and so my channel is hope and health. So it's hope and health, and we do empowering women, empowering individuals to stay healthy. So last time we briefly talked about high cholesterol, how to lower high cholesterol, triglyceride. We talked about how exercise can lower high cholesterol as well as triglyceride. But for this series, I'm gonna start a new series, and it's called "How to Find Healing Through Body Signals," and it's a masterpiece series. So I'm gonna do a few sections of that. So it's how to find healing through knowing the body signals. So that's the topic of today. We're gonna do section 1, which is the first series of that. And so welcome everybody. I am a nurse practitioner. I practice in family health. I have done different sections: urgent care, geriatric, family. I have done different kind of settings. I've been in healthcare for since 2002. So it's been a long time in different capacity as well. So my channel, please go ahead and like it, subscribe. I also do Facebook, so it's gonna air in Facebook, MedFirst Health and Wellness. So I also teach BLS, CPR, and soon ACLS. So if you're interested to recertify, you can go to MedFirst, www.medfirstcpr.com, and you can recertify BLS, CPR, and ACLS soon as well. So today we're doing the masterpiece series and finding healing through knowing your body. So the first series, I'm going to talk about the lungs. So we're going to talk briefly about how the lungs function, how the lungs were created in a masterpiece way, how it functions, and what's the sections of the lungs that help the lungs to run smoothly as well. So welcome everybody. Welcome. I usually do about 20 minutes, so 10 to 20 minutes. I don't like long videos, so I split it into sections. So I do about 10 minutes, and then I'll do another series next time as well. So today we'll do a bit about the lungs. We'll talk a bit about how the lungs are equipped to function, the respiratory system. So the lungs, how they are equipped to function. And I will have a little diagram to show. And really, the goal is to see how there's a blend between creation, as well as science, healing, and how our bodies function. So that's the goal of this series as well. So I will briefly address, the first thing is the shape of the lung, and number 2 is how the lung functions. Number 3 is how there's a blend between the creation, which is the masterpiece of how the lungs were created, and how it was intended to function as well. And then in another series, we'll address like what risk factors of diseases that affect the lungs, how you can avoid that, and other things that's going on as well. Alrighty. And if you have any questions, you can email me. Go to www.medfirstcpr.com. You can email me any questions or anything that you would like to discuss or talk in the future, that way as well. So how is the lung created so how is the lung, how does it function? So first, I'll show you a diagram here. So I do have a diagram which I'll show in a little bit. So typically before you go to the trach, so there's the trach, and then there's the bronchial, and then there's the bronchioles, and then it goes down. So before you go to the trach, you have the larynx, and then you have the pharynx, and then you have of course, the pharynx with the tonsils, and then you have the nose, the turbinates, and then the mouth. So when you have inspiration, which you take in the air, it goes through the nose, the mouth, and then it goes back to the throat, goes down the trach, the larynx we call it the voice box, and then down the trach. And the trach would look something like this. So you have the trach in that diagram. That's the trach. So during inspiration it goes in, and then you have the bronchus, which is down here, which is the primary bronchus. So the bronchus will divide into bronchiole, and then bronchioles are these ones, the little ones here. Those are the bronchioles. Okay, so the shape of the lung is very interesting. One thing that I found that was very intriguing is that the shape of the lung almost looked like a tree branch. Like down here you can see a tree branch. So the lung is in itself is the masterpiece, the way it's created, the way it was created. It's, the way our creator made it, it kind of, there's a blend or a link between nature and human body. And the creator himself knew how to blend all that. So if you look at how the tree branch looks, it kind of looks like the shape of the lung. That's the lung right here. And that's the tree. Like if you were to look at the tree branch, the leaves, yeah, it would look something similar to that. But so I say during inspiration, expiration, you have the air goes in through the trach, and then you have the bronchi, and then it goes down. Bronchi divides into bronchioles. So bronchi goes into bronchioles, which the bronchi is this one here. That's the primary bronchus, and then the bronchioles. So during inspiration, that's what happens. Expiration is like letting the air out. So the air comes out and it goes out similar way. Okay, so the main thing to know is that let me just mention something real quick. The bronchioles and the bronchus is when they get inflamed. That's how we call it bronchitis. It's where the inflammation occurs. So that's the primary bronchus, and this is the bronchioles, right? This one's here divide to bronchi, divide into bronchioles, which is many bronchioles. And so when you have bronchitis, it's inflammation of the bronchioles or the bronchi, which is if it's one or if it's many bronchioles. And then, so after it goes to the bronchioles, you have the exchange of air occurs in alveoli. So alveoli is the main part of the lung that carries the exchange of gases like carbon dioxide and oxygen. It occurs in the alveoli. Alveoli looks like little grapes, and there are many of them. So these are the alveoli. If you can see in the picture, those are the alveoli. Okay, so it still goes back to how the lung is a masterpiece in itself. The way creator made it, he made it in such a way that it's very intriguing, right? So you have the trach, it goes to the bronchi, and then it goes to the bronchioles, and then it goes to the alveoli. And then alveoli is the central place where the gaseous exchange takes place, okay? And so I wanted to make a blend between how the lung looks, how it functions, and how the tree branch looks. That usually intrigues me to the core because the creator wanted to really blend nature with how our lungs functions. So he made in such a shape of a tree somehow, because if you really were to look at the tree, you have the trach, it would be that primary bronchus, and then the bronchi or bronchioles if it's many, and then it branches into the alveoli. Alveoli is where the main exchange of gases takes place. So when you have like different diseases, which I'm not gonna go into that, if you are interested to know about diseases, you can visit www.medfastcpr.com. I usually have a link. You have to let me know as well. But the inflammation of the bronchi is what we usually call bronchitis. The inflammation of the alveoli, where you can have lung collapse, you can have inflammation in the alveoli that leads to fluid in the lung, which we call pneumonia. Okay, so but we're not gonna go into like typical all the diseases because that takes forever. Okay, so I wanted you to look at the shape of the lung, and then you have the left bronchi, you have the right bronchi, you have the lower lobe, upper lobe, right, and then as well as the left. Okay, so the shape of the lung is very interesting, and so I wanted to just say that the way Creator made the lung is is very is very complex, just like every organ in the body. So you have like the heart, you have the skin organ, which is the dermis, and then you have the brain, which is a different organ as well. You have the thyroid, you have the kidneys. So every organ is very complex. And today I just wanted to explain how the lung is very complex and blend it with how the Creator intended it to function, and how you blend it. It kind of blends with nature. Okay, so it's very interesting how it looks almost like a tree branch, where you have the trach, you have the bronchi, and then bronchioles and the alveoli, and the shape of it and how each part functions in its own way. Like I said, I don't really want to go into diseases. If you're interested, just go to www.medfirstcpr.com, and then we will you can find information on typically any disease as well there. So I think briefly I wanted to talk about that. In the next session, maybe briefly I'll talk about each section, like what if you have inflammation like in the trach, if you have inflammation in the bronchi, if you have inflammation in the alveoli, and then what disease does that do you get from that? Like what what kind of disease would it lead to? So that's what I'll talk about, and then some risk factors. How do you protect your lungs? What are the risk factors? So we'll talk about that in section 2, and then we'll talk about the risk factors in section 3 of this series number 3. So if you have any questions about any of that, just write me down, send me an email. Go ahead and like and subscribe my channel. It's called Hope and Health. Hope and Health. Hope Fit Herb. So go ahead and like and subscribe as well. And also visit my website is www.medfirstcpr.com. If you're interested in renewing your BLS, BLS, CPR, first aid, or ACLS, I'm going to be doing ACLS soon. Let me know if you're interested, and we'll go ahead and get that renewed for you as well. You can either go to our website, send a message, and then also we can link you up as well. So thank you so much. We'll see you in the next series, and you have a good day.